Today's review is the Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Doctor Strange action figure. So here's the front view of the packaging. There's a bit of a glare here, but there's also some accessories on this side, and there's a display stand in the background. And to the side, here's some interesting artwork of Doctor Strange. His hair's a little strange though. Strange. Not crazy about it, but nonetheless, it is a cool piece of artwork. And to the back, we have some background information about Doctor Strange and the prototype picture of the action figure. And also other figures in the Marvel Select line. You have Daredevil and Ultron here. I believe they're older releases, but there's also a variant head available for Doctor Strange. Let's open them up and I'll be right back. Here's Strange out of the package, and the first thing I'll show you guys is the display stand. So this is the bottom part and this is the upper part. This is the stained glass. Looks pretty cool. Nice sculpt and paint. Looks really good. And the bottom part, which is where Strange will stand, as you can see, the peg holes over there, and there's two pieces of smoke attached to the display stand, and there's like cut out broken pieces of the cement piece that he's standing on, so that's pretty cool. The bottom part, I've noticed there were two screws here that connects the smoke pieces, so I find that to be really sturdy. So Diamond Select definitely did not skimp on these details. So it's pretty simple to attach the display stand. There's a little notch cut out piece over here, so just match that up with the lower part of the display stand and just connect the two. Here it is connected together. It looks pretty cool. I mean, you don't have to put only Doctor Strange there, you can put other figures. So overall, nice display stand. So I'll put that to the side. It does come with two pieces of accessories. One is this sort of transparent energy orb that can be placed on his hand. It looks like there's a peg over here, but there's no peg hole anywhere in, connected to Doctor Strange. So I figured out that his palm does fit right here, so it's more of just tightening that to his wrist and it'll stay there. I'll show you in a second. And he also comes with the Eye of Agamotto amulet. It's actually a real chain. It's really cool. Nice gold painted. Here's a closer look up at the face paint and sculpt of Doctor Strange. Not too crazy about the skin tone that's applied here. Looks a little pale, and some of the paint apps make him look a little old and wrinkly. Aside from that, the details such as the eyes, eyebrows, mustache, nose, mouth, hair, they all look great. But it's just the skin tone that doesn't make him look like Doctor Strange. So if you compare with the prototype figure art, his skin tone is a little darker, is more orange, pinkish tones to his skin, makes him look a little younger, but the actual product does not look like that. I mean, nonetheless, you probably, if you're a customizer, you could apply some darker skin tones to make him look a little more real. In terms of paint app, blue was applied over the black base. Looks good. It looks, a little wrinkly. There's a little bit of black wash, but I think, it's reversed. It's blue paint over black paint. And like that little symbol on his chest. The gold or yellow accent around his waist for his bow here looks pretty cool. It's made of soft rubber material. His legs are all painted dark blue. It's not black. There's some black dots around his hand over here, around his yellow gloves, and also his main piece is his cape. It is soft rubber material, but it doesn't stay. it stays in place like that. It looks best this way. It's kind of pre-sculpted, and the little emblem here, or amulet, looks really. Oh, that's actually the Eye of Agamotto. Huh. So the actual chain is, I'm not sure if you could actually put it around his head or his neck. Might have to remove his head to put this in, but then, you know, you're displaying this with that, with the one that's attached to the cape. So it's a little strange to do that. Let's put that to the side. I mean, you could actually put it around his hand to make him hold it. That's one way to do it. And going back to the cape, it's a little dark red, a little bit black paint, and I really like the gold application here. It looks like the sky view of a map. That's what it looks like over here. You can see that here too. I really like that gold. And to connect the energy orb, attach the recessed part over here of the orb onto his lower part of his wrist, or hand I should say, and you squeeze them. You hear a little squeezing when you apply it. It stays in place pretty well. It's tight in there. Yeah, so I don't think the peg serves any purpose, but this is the way it should look. Looks really good. In terms of articulation, the head seems to be on a peg. Articulation is a little bit limited due to the cape. You could probably shift the cape a little more to allow more rotation on his head, but yeah, articulation is limited up there. He has ball joint arms, a rotation on the bicep, and there is a bend and a swivel on the elbow. There's a swivel on the hand, and then there's a bend on the wrist. On the waist, there's no ab crunch, and on the waist there doesn't seem to be any articulation there. As for the legs, there's no upper rotation, so it does start up here, but his lower part of his dress over here hinders a lot of movement, and there doesn't seem to be any cut, so his legs won't be able to stand out, you know, stretch out too long. But you can bend in and out, like over here, and you could kick a little forward. Just don't do too much, you might break something. And the knees are double jointed, so that's good. And at the foot there is a pivot and a bend, so that's awesome. Anytime there's a pivot at the ankle, that definitely gives the figure extra posability. The figure overall it's a nice figure, aside from my gripe about the head paint. It doesn't look as good as the prototype, obviously, but it could be, in my opinion, improved by a little. And it comes with a really nice display base, and there is a limited amount of accessories, but that's actually okay. Doctor Strange doesn't really have much of accessories, and comes with a really cool amulet on a chain. I do recommend you getting this figure if you're a Marvel Select Collectors fan. But I would also suggest opting for the blue head variant that's available at the Disney store. I don't know if they still have it on their website, but you might as well get that one since that comes with the alternate blue head and the original head sculpt, so it makes sense to get that one. That's it for my review. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel Rockstick, and I'll have more reviews. Have a good day.